since I got here, you guys have been awesome. It's been some ups and downs between all of us, but for the most part, you guys have been awesome. Just good group to deal with. You guys are very, very engaging, and it's just fun to be around you guys. You're from Eric making the jokes to everything in between. Just it's been a fun ride, guys, and I really appreciate you for that. And yeah, I'll miss you guys.
Yeah, it's not over. Almost like that Wolf of Wall Street scene. I'm not going anywhere. We're talking Jimmy G here, the quarterback for San Francisco. He's staying put. On Monday, Garoppolo agreed to a restructured one-year deal that will keep him out there in Cali. The contract includes no trade and no tag clauses in there. Jimmy G will become a free agent, though, next offseason, so maybe playing the long game here. His new deal is worth $6.5 million fully guaranteed base salary. The new look deal, of course, contains a total of $500,000 in roster bonuses, but of course all those incentives could lead up to nearly $9 million for a total up to $16 million if all those bonuses are reached. He will serve, though, as that backup to Trey Lance, who's been elevated to QB1 this season for the Niners. This is interesting. 1/3 of the Super Friends checking in here. John Breech here with us on HQ. And Breech, you think about the Niners deciding to hold on to Jimmy G. We had all the speculation that he could go to Carolina. He could be the replacement there in Cleveland, maybe Seattle, but he's staying put there as QB2. Surprised that was on the table here for the Niners.
Yeah, I am actually really surprised by this. It's a little awkward if you ask me. This is like if you go through a breakup and then you start dating again, but your ex still lives with you. It's just everything about it screams awkwardness. And I think my biggest issue here is that what if Trey Lance struggles the first few weeks of the season? I mean, the 49ers have two very winnable games in week 1 and week 2 against the Bears and the Seahawks. If Trey Lance doesn't play well against those two teams, and then they've got tougher games after that against the Broncos and the Rams where he could struggle, fans are going to be screaming for Jimmy Garoppolo. Hey, look, we still have this guy who led us to the NFC title game last year, who led us to the Super Bowl a few years ago. Why isn't he our quarterback? So I guess from the 49ers point of view, your thought process is, hey, look, we still have him as a backup. In case of glass, break it. We've got the emergency guy here. Put him in. If you're Jimmy Garoppolo, you don't have to worry about going out and learning a new offense in 10 days to maybe start with another team, which is possibly what would happen if he got cut. So for those two, it's probably okay, but this just screams by the 49ers that maybe they don't have full faith in Trey Lance just yet, and they're thinking, hey, you know what, we'll keep Jimmy around and make sure this Trey Lance thing works out. And then one of two things could happen in the next 6 weeks. A quarterback gets injured for another team, and you trade Jimmy Garoppolo, or Trey Lance looks like a superstar, and then, boom, you also trade Jimmy Garoppolo again. But I think this is a tough situation for Trey Lance.
I was going to ask you that, yes or no, if this was a good idea, because remember, Trey Lance, he didn't have to outduel Jimmy G. It was basically handed the keys. You're QB1 this upcoming season. But now knowing that you're going to have Jimmy G over your shoulder, I'm assuming that, no, this is not a good idea. This is how you feel about that.
Yeah, when you're handing him the keys, but you don't know if he can drive, when you know you got Jimmy there who drives 65 on the interstate when it's 65 miles an hour. He's not going to blow you away, but he's not going to crush your hopes and dreams. You have no idea what Trey Lance is going to do. All you have is the training camp, and you've seen how he can play, and you saw him in a start last year. But you don't know if he's the kind of guy that is going to do what Patrick Mahomes did in Kansas City and absolutely turn the team around and immediately get them back to the NFC title game. And I think that's one problem for the 49ers in this Garoppolo situation, is that if they only get the divisional round of the playoffs with Trey Lance, that's a failure because you took a step back from what Jimmy Garoppolo did last year. And so if you're only in the wild card round or the divisional round and Jimmy Garoppolo is still on the roster, then people start pointing at the coaching staff and said, why didn't you start Jimmy? He got you further last year. So it's just a very tough situation for Trey Lance.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.